All right, welcome to another edition of the Florida Physique Report. I am your host, John Hansen, and we are broadcasting live from the Powerhouse Gym in downtown Tampa, Florida. Today is episode number 64 of the Florida Physique Report. Today is June 16th, 2016. And on today's show, our special guest is going to be Paul Southern. Paul was the big winner last weekend at the NPC Central District Florida Championships, which were held out in Lakeland, Florida. And Paul's over 50 years old, but he won both the Masters and the Open Men's. And this was a warm-up show for him because he's getting ready for the Masters Nationals, which will be next month in Pittsburgh. And Paul last year in the light heavyweight class in the over 50 took second place by only 1 point. So he's been training really hard. He has Coach AJ Sims by his side now. He's been training hard for this show ever since the show ended last year. So he's got a full year of preparation behind him, and he's really ready. And in 5 more weeks, he should be really in peak condition. So we're going to have a great interview with Paul Southern right after our break. Before we do that, we want to go over the results of the NPC Central District Florida, which took place, as I said, last weekend in Lakeland. I was out there taking pictures and doing interviews. And we also have the results of the Bill Wilmore Classic, which took place in Hollywood, Florida on the same night, June 11th. And I got the results from that and the photos from Mike Sansevero. So thank you again, Mike, for providing those photos. And thanks to Maria Belando for giving me the scores from that contest. This weekend, I want to mention we've got the Mid-Florida Classic coming up, which is Deke Warner Show. That will be taking place on June 18th, this Saturday, June 18th in Orlando, Florida, at the Dr. Phillips High School. And that will take place at 6 p.m. They're also going to be having a seminar that day right after the prejudging. Prejudging starts at 10 o'clock a.m. And right after the prejudging, they're going to have a seminar featuring a lot of local IFBB pros from the Florida area who are going to talk about their experiences competing and getting their pro card, and also I'm sure their training and their diet preparation. So it should be a really informative seminar. It's going to take place at the high school. Danny Reardon will be there, Candace Keene, Shandy Ortiz, a bikini pro competitor, Ty Pope, who is a judge, of course, and he is also a pro men's physique competitor. He just competed in Puerto Rico, and Lloyd Dollar, who is an IFBB pro and from the Florida area. It's free, and it's being put on by promoter Deke Warner, so you want to check that out. It'll be right after the prejudging on Saturday. Also on Friday, they're going to have another seminar on what the judges are looking for, which is a really informative seminar no matter what division you're competing in. That'll take place Friday, June 17th at 6 p.m., and that will be at the Rosen Center Hotel. And that'll be the night before the Mid-Florida, so that's always a good thing to go to. All right, and then this weekend, in addition to the Mid-Florida, they've also got the NPC Junior Nationals, which is taking place in Chicago, in Rosemont, Illinois. It's always a big event. It's a 2-day event. It'll be on Friday and Saturday. It is a national level show, of course, but it's also a pro qualifier. People who do well in this contest will get their pro card, so it's going to be a really big event. And then on this Sunday, I want to mention I'm going to be doing a seminar on contest prep. It's going to be with AJ Sims, the conditioning specialist. I used AJ for my preparation when I did a photo shoot in January, and I started thinking about getting back into doing some seminars. I used to do them a lot. The emphasis on the seminar will be on how to get ready for a contest. This is an area that a lot of people have some confusion with, especially what do you do the last 7 days when it's peak week? How do you cut the water? Do you cut the carbs? Do you cut the sodium? So this is really going to be an informative seminar. It's going to be 3 hours long from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. and it's going to take place at the Platinum Gym, which is at 4050 West State Road 46, and that's in Sanford, Florida. It's actually owned by Ryan Paderaki, an IFBB pro, who is also a client of AJ Sims, and Ryan will be there. And I believe Danny Reardon will also be there making an appearance. So in addition to me and AJ, you're also going to have a little bit of words from Ryan and Danny, who will also be on hand. And as I said, we're going to cover basically contest preparation. So I'm going to cover how to build muscle mass. We're going to talk about the contest prep dieting, how much cardio you need. We're going to give some instructions on how to pose correctly. And as I said, we're just going to basically talk about how to peak for a contest, especially that last 7 days before the contest. AJ said he's not going to hold anything back. He's going to tell all his secrets. And if you know anything about AJ Sims, he's working with a lot of great bodybuilders and figure competitors and bikini competitors in the Florida area. He's got quite a few pros on his roster now, on his client list. He's working with a lot of people that had reached a lot of success, but they were sort of at a sticking point. And since they started working with AJ, they really broke through that sticking point. And Paul Southern will talk about that in our interview with him, because he said once he started working with AJ, he really made some great improvements. So it's really got a lot of knowledge. It's going to be a great seminar. The cost is $50. You can get a ticket ahead of time by going on PayPal and going to the email address prouU96@AOL.com, or you can pay at the door. But I would really advise you guys, if you don't have anything going this Sunday from 12 to 3 p.m., come out to Sanford, Florida, check out the Contest Prep Seminar with me and AJ Sims, because it's really going to be worth your while. $50 may seem like a lot of money, but it'll be well worth its weight in gold when you realize how much preparation time you're going to save and how you can really turn things around for your next contest that you get ready for. So if you're on my Facebook page or my Instagram page, I've got more information there. But again, it's going to be at the Platinum Gym in Sanford, Florida from 12 to 3 p.m. this Sunday on June 19th. So we hope to see you guys there. All right, let's go over the results of the competitions that took place last weekend. As I said, we've got the first one was the MPC Central District Florida Championship, which took place in Lakeland, Florida. They started off with the Masters Men's Bodybuilding. In the over 60 division, that went to Willie Brown. Over 50, as I mentioned, Paul Southern was the winner there. Paul looked in great condition, probably the best I've ever seen him. He's still not totally peaked yet. He's still got about 5 weeks left to the Masters Nationals, but he was in great condition, bigger than I've ever seen him. The over 40 division in the Masters Men's Bodybuilding, the lightweight was won by Scott Poole, who trains right here at the Powerhouse Gym in downtown Tampa. This was Scott's first win. He just started competing, I think, about 2 years ago. So congratulations to him. I know he was very happy. Brian Strickland won the heavyweight division in the over 40, and Scott Poole won the overall. So again, congratulations to Scott Poole. Then they had an overall decision with the Masters Men's Bodybuilding over 40, over 50, and over 60. And that went to, of course, Paul Southern. The over 50 winner wins the overall Masters Men's Bodybuilding. The teen bodybuilding, only one competitor. Cameron Gibson was the winner there. They had a women's bodybuilding division. Brandy Rudolph was the winner. Sort of a young competitor. She's in the military. She's also a firefighter. I did an interview with her after the show. Great leg development on Brandy. And she hasn't competed for about 3 years because she was busy with her military career and her firefighting career. But she came back, had a big win here tonight, and she said she might do a strongman competition next. So Brandy wears a lot of hats in the strength world. In the open men's bodybuilding division, the lightweight class went to Chris Pirelli. The middleweight went to Matt Ammon, and Matt, of course, is a regular figure here in the Florida area. This was the best I think I've ever seen Matt. He was really shredded and hard. I almost didn't recognize Matt because he grew out the really big beard, and I wouldn't have known him if not for the announcer mentioning his name. But this was the best I think I've ever seen him. He was in fantastic condition. The light heavyweights, Paul Southern was the winner there, of course, and Jared Graybeal was in excellent condition. Jared, another competitor with great leg development and really in peak condition. And then the heavyweight class went to George Jerez, and George is also a frequent competitor in the Florida area. Great arm development and also a great poser. George always has that classical posing routine, which I really love, and I know the judges really appreciate it too. And Richard Perry, who just won the overall at the Tampa Bay Classic. Richard was in second place at this contest. I talked to Richard at the gym because he trains out here at Powerhouse Gym in downtown Tampa, and he said he was a little bit off, not quite the same condition he was for the Tampa Bay Classic, so he was happy with his second place, and he'll be back for sure. He's still a young competitor. And then in the overall, really great lineup. Matt Ammon was in great shape. Chris Pirelli, the lightweight winner, was in great shape. Paul Southern, of course, looked great, and George Jerez. So four really high-quality weight class winners, and Paul Southern wins the overall in the men's open bodybuilding. So congratulations to Paul. Women's physique, Brandy Rudolph wins that contest also over 4 other competitors. The Masters figure division, the over 40 went to Jennifer White. The over 30 went to Sorelli Font, and that was the first time I ever saw Sorelli, but she looked really good. This was her first win. figure open in the short class, Wendy Phillips was the winner. In the medium class, Sorelli Font again won first place, and Jennifer White won the tall class, and the overall winner in the figure open went to Sorelli Font. In the classic physique, Jose Garcia was the winner in Class A. Jared Graybeal, who took second to Paul Southern in the men's bodybuilding, he was the winner in Class B. And Anthony Van Dunn, who normally competes in men's physique and has been crossing over to classic, he was the winner in Class C. But the overall winner, no doubt about it, Jared Graybeal, displaying a ultra hard conditioning and great leg development. So he's got a good physique. I hope to see him back competing again. In the Masters men's physique, Cody Holmes was the winner in the over 35, over 5 competitors. Anthony Van Dunn was in second place in that contest. In the open men's physique, Patrick Nezolowski, who frequently competes in the southern Florida area, he won the short class. He had a great look, real hard conditioning. Israel Woodard, competing in his very first show, wins the medium class by 1 point. Actually, it was a tiebreaker with Cody Holmes, who was the winner in the Masters men's physique. Israel and Cody tied. They had to have a tiebreaker, and Israel won on his very first contest, so congratulations to him. And then Chris Nelson wins the tall class, and Chris looked great. Real big upper body, big chest, big arms, and he wins the tall class in the open men's physique. But the overall winner went to Israel Woodard, competing in his very first show. So congratulations to Israel Woodard. Great beginning. All right, moving over to the bikini division. The novice bikini went to Lindsay Fazadine, who beat out 10 other competitors. The teen bikini, only one teen competitor, Macy Kosia. The masters bikini in the over 40 went to Amy Holmes, who coincidentally is the wife of Cody Holmes, who won the masters men's physique. And she beat out 8 other competitors, with Lindsay Fazadine, the novice bikini winner, in second place. And Lindsay was only 1 point behind Amy Holmes, so it was very, very close. And then finally they finished with the open bikini. The short class went to Amy Holmes, the Masters bikini winner. She beat out 7 competitors. Sorelli Font, who won the figure open, went over to the bikini open, and she won the medium class. And Brittany Powell wins the tall class. And in the overall, very unusual, Sorelli Font, who was the figure open overall winner, also wins the bikini open overall winner. I talked to Sorelli after the contest, and she said she has previously competed in bikini, but she liked the look of figure and she wanted to make the crossover, so she wasn't sure which one she deserved to be in, so she competed in both to try and get a better understanding of what the judges think she would look better in. But she wins the overall in both the bikini and the figure. So I don't know if this contest helped her out with her decision or made things more confusing, but it seems like she's leaning towards the figure. So anyways, great overall wins for Sorelli Font. This is the first time she ever won an overall, and she wins it in both the bikini and the figure. So that was fantastic. All right, moving on to the Bill Wilmore Classic, which was held out in Hollywood, Florida. That was also on June 11th. The Masters men's bodybuilding over 40 and over 35 classes both went to Oscar Juarez, who obviously, of course, is the overall winner since he was the only one competing. The bodybuilding team division went to Donnie Pena. The bodybuilding novice went to John Derek Kane. In the open men's bodybuilding, the lightweight class went to Jason Miller. Middleweight class went to Richard Berrien. The light heavyweight went to Alex Gonzalez, and the heavyweight went to Alejandro Guerrero. And Alejandro Guerrero was the overall winner in the open men's bodybuilding at the Bill Wilmore Classic. I believe this was also a national qualifier, so he's nationally qualified now. In the women's bodybuilding, one of my favorite competitors competing today, Josefina Monasterio, 70 years old, still rocking it, still looking fantastic. She wins the lightweight class in the women's bodybuilding division, and also in the Masters women's bodybuilding division. So Dr. Josefina takes home 2 overall wins again. Congratulations to her. It's always great to see her on stage. The women's physique over 30 went to Lakeisha Jordan, and the women's physique open in Class B, Lakeisha Jordan again was the winner, and the Class C went to Nicole Gutierrez, and Nicole Gutierrez wins the overall in the women's physique open. In the classic physique, Alex Calderon was the winner in Class A. Sergey Pelkin, who of course is a frequent competitor in the South Florida area. He's got a really good physique for classic physique. He wins Class B with 8 competitors, only by 1 point though over John Derek Kane. And John Derek Kane, of course, was the winner in the novice men's bodybuilding, so that was very close. But in the overall, Sergey Pelkin beats out Alex Calderon to win the overall in the classic physique. And moving on to the figure division, the Masters 50 and over goes to Marie Weiland. The over 40 goes to Rose Kokitschy. And the over 30 went to Deanna Conley. But in the overall, that went to the over 40 winner, Rose Kokitschy. So congratulations to Rose. The figure novice, Class A went to Deanna Conley. And Class B went to Lynn Clark, with Deanna Conley winning the overall there. Then moving on to the open figure, Class A went to Shakira Turner. Class B, Deanna Conley again, beating out 5 competitors. Class C went to Dana Kruppe. And Class D, Rose Kokitschy wins again. And then Rose Kokitschy wins the overall in the open figure. And I believe this was Rose's first time winning the overall, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen her competing in the South Florida area. So congratulations to Rose for winning 2 overall victories at the Bill Wilmore Classic. Moving into the men's physique category in the Masters over 50, Fernando Arque was the winner there. Jerry Garcia, another frequent competitor in South Florida, he was the winner in the over 40. And Abiku Wilson, who I believe was just competing at the Florida Grand Prix. He wins the over 30, over 7 competitors, and Abiku Wilson wins the overall. So congratulations to him. Teen men's physique went to Joshua Tyler Freeman. The novice men's physique, Class A, Lionel Del Castillo was the winner in Class A, and Fabian Sanchez, beating out 11 competitors, was the winner in Class B, with Fabian Sanchez winning the overall. Open men's physique, Clint Appleton was the winner in Class A. Luis Sanchez was the winner in Class B, beating out 8 competitors. And Noltradamus Abney, who I've seen his name before, really great competitor, great abs on Noltradamus. He wins Class C over 8 competitors. But in the overall, Luis Sanchez wins the overall open men's physique. And then finally they finished with the bikini division. Masters bikini went to Dolly Neves. Over 40, that was in the over 50. Over 40 goes to Isabel Lawry. And over 30 went to Villamino Saunders. And Villamino Saunders wins the overall. And then the teen bikini went to Victoria Futch. Novice bikini, Class A, went to Desiree Tyson. Class B goes again to Villamina Saunders, and Villamina again wins the overall in the novice. So she wins the overall in the novice and the Masters. And then finally they finished off with the Bikini Open, always a tough division. Anna Paula, the wife of Giovanni Paula, she wins Class A over 7 competitors. Carolina Quinones wins Class B with 8 competitors in that class. Simone Carter wins Class C with 8 competitors, and Jenna Bromberg wins Class D, but the overall this time goes to Simone Carter. So congratulations to all those winners at the Bill Wilmore Classic and at the NPC Central District, or the Central Florida District Championships, I should say. All right, we're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by our guest of the week, Paul Southern, the winner at the Central Florida District, who is getting ready for the Masters Nationals. We'll be right back with our interview with Paul Southern right after this. Divine Nutrition Products believes in supplying the consumer with the highest quality products available. Their natural isolate line of protein is comprised of whey protein isolate made from grass-fed protein, featuring brand new flavors like vanilla peanut butter and pound cake. Divine Nutrition Products is the preferred supplement of rising IFBB Pro Figure champion Sydney Gillen, winner of the 2016 Miami Beach Muscle Pro.
Hey, this is Sydney Gillen, IFBB Figure Pro champion. I love Divine Nutrition products, especially the pound cake as soon as I get that one. But my favorite right now is vanilla peanut butter. It's so delicious.
Visit us at divinenutritionproducts.com. All right, welcome back to the Florida Physique Report, and my guest this week is Mr. Paul Southern, and Paul was the big winner last week at the MPC Central Florida District Championships, and he's getting ready for the Masters Nationals next month. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing very well, thank you, John. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thanks for being on the show. Well, that was a great win last week. It's unusual to see a guy over 50 win not only the Masters overall, but the Open overall. And you won pretty much unanimously, so that was a great victory.
Yeah, it really felt good. My coach AJ Sims, we decided. I had this thought on a Tuesday. I was like, we're five and a half weeks out. We're going to try some new techniques with the water and the sodium.
Mm-hmm.
So should we do a warm-up show? And he goes, sure. Which show are you thinking? I goes, well, I've always been a fan of Deb's. She's a big supporter of the industry, and it's a great local show. So
Yeah.
I'd like to do a show. And he goes, sure, when is it? I goes, it's Saturday. He goes, ooh, well, that's a bit close. I goes, nah, I know we won't be AJ Sims ready. I goes, but we're ready. I goes,
Yeah.
I think we can do it. I think it'll be a good show, and I really want to support Deb's. So we changed some things, manipulated some things, and went into the show. I'll be honest, in the over 50s, I was confident. With coming second last year, it was. I don't like doing these local shows because I don't feel it's fair to other contestants because I know I'm at a national level.
Yeah.
But it's important to test run these new theories we're trying rather than getting to nationals and making a big mistake, and that's going to be costly for another year and another year older, being 51.
Yeah.
The higher up in number, the harder it gets. So anyway, so I wasn't too concerned with the over 50s, but the open class was a tough class.
Yeah.
The guy who came second to me, I thought he had a phenomenal, Jared, I believe his name was. He had a phenomenal physique.
Yeah,
really
he
loved
did, yeah.
tight abs. I just believed I out-muscled him. That was it. It was the 17 pounds heavier,
Mm-hmm.
but he was super sharp. So up until when they called him out in second place, I really didn't know if I'd won it or not. I really did not know. And then going into the overall, I'd been on stage with this gentleman before in the middleweight class winner, and he was really sharp.
Yeah, Matt Allen, yeah.
Yeah, so it was really interesting. I had a bit of fun with him on stage, and it was nice to beat him. We were on stage last year at the Mid-Florida when neither of us got anywhere
Uh-huh.
with the overall. So we learned a lot. We learned how to keep the food simple for me, and what we're going to do with the water. So now we have a game plan for nationals going forward.
Okay. So how long have you been dieting now this year, Paul, for the Nationals?
I started dieting. Well, truth is, the day after I lost, no, I didn't lose. Came second last year.
Uh-huh.
I put into a game plan of getting a bit bigger for this year. So I went into force eating, training higher volume. So it's been a past year, but I started reducing the food the day after my birthday in March. So middle of March,
Okay.
we started on the diet, and I've been dieting since then.
Okay. And so last year, for those that don't know, you were in the Masters Nationals in the over 50 for the first time because you turned 50 last year and you got second place by 1 vote, right? 1 point.
Correct. I
Yeah.
believe it was 1 point. I finished second place. And the guy who beat me, Mr. Bacon, he went on to take the overall and earn his pro card.
Mm.
So I was really close. So I'm hoping this year with being a little bit bigger and more symmetrical, going to come in a little bit drier, that it'll be enough to put me into that first place position.
Okay. What did you weigh last year, Paul, for the show?
Time I got on stage, I was 189 pounds.
Wow. Okay. And what do you think you'll be this year?
This weekend, I was 196 pounds on stage, so I'm hoping about 194, 193,
Okay.
maybe 195. I'm not sure. It's going to go on condition, not really weight, so
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll determine the condition.
Right.
Excuse me.
Okay. So when did you first start training, Paul? Like, when did you first start training with weights? Take us all the way back to the beginning.
30 years ago.
30 years ago? Okay.
Yeah, I was smoking cigarettes and I wanted to stop smoking cigarettes.
Okay.
I'd always had like a ball worker, which is like a chest expander, and a pair of 10-pound dumbbells. And I've got pictures from when I was a kid making muscles when I only had bones. So I started 30 years ago and got into it, and I competed my first show in 1991.
Okay.
26 years old. I did 2 shows back to back, and I won both of them. They were beginner shows. One was local, and one was a big one in Mansfield. I think the Mansfield one had about 16 competitors, and it was no weight class. It was just all one. So I just went into it. I'm going to win, and fortunately, I won. I mean, it's just the mindset I have. You know, I don't think anybody really goes into it to come second or just to do a show.
Yeah.
If they commit just to do a show, it's a mistake because it's a lot of work and sacrifice to do that.
Absolutely, yeah. So where are you from originally, Paul?
England, Sheffield. I was
Okay.
brought up in a little coal mining town called Dinnington. I was a coal miner for 10 years, for those who don't know.
Really? No kidding.
Yeah. I moved to America to get married, and so I became a restaurant manager, from there into real estate, and then into the last 10 years a personal training business.
Where did you move when you came to America? What part of America?
Orlando. It was
Orlando?
just,
Okay. So
Yeah, straight to Orlando. Anybody who knows me, I don't travel very far. I don't drive very far. For me, Tampa's 2 hours away. That's the other side of the world. I really don't travel.
Right.
The fact that the show in Lakeland, an hour away, is interesting because normally it's on my back door. And the fact that I compete at nationals at Pittsburgh is like, that's really travelling for me. But I just love that venue. I love the city. I love how well organised it is. It's just a really great event to be part of. So anybody who's considering a Masters Nationals, it's definitely the show to do.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it really is. It's well organised.
Now, I talked to you, I think I met you a couple of years ago, and you were still in your 40s at that time, because I remember when we did the interview, you said you were looking forward to the next year when you turned 50.
Yes.
So how many times have you done the Masters Nationals now? Is this your third time coming up this year?
It could be the fourth. This will be the fourth time.
Oh, the fourth time. Okay.
Yeah. This is the fourth time doing nationals.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you do the first time you did it?
The first 2 times I competed at middleweight, and I came 6th in both times.
Okay.
And then when I did the light heavyweight, I came nowhere. But in the 40s, I was too light. I got on stage, I want to say 179 in the light heavyweight.
Okay.
And it was just too much. Again, my metabolism's so fast, it took over and I lost too much weight.
Okay.
So that was one of the things I struggled with. So I got with AJ to help me overcome that struggle, how to work out my metabolism, how to keep it in check. And he had this theory with his nutrition policies and refeeds, and to like put the brakes on it, and then some techniques with forcing a lot of water in. I was so used to doing the old carb depleting, carb loading, taking water out, and I would go on stage stringy, flat, in great condition, but just wouldn't be big.
Right.
AJ's philosophies are totally different from that, and it's allowed me to fill out. And I believe in the last 2 years I've come on leaps and bounds. And if you think 2 years ago I was at Nationals and I was 179, 178, and if you're looking now, I'll be 194, 195. I mean,
wow.
That's got to be muscle loss through dieting. I haven't gained that kind of muscle at this age. There's just no way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just touching up and trying to make quality what I've got and overcoming my weaknesses to look as balanced as possible.
Mm-hmm. So do you think AJ helped you more when it was like getting ready for the show, dialing in, or was it off season, or was it both?
It's all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, AJ likes to start you a long time out. I mean, this is my 2nd year with him now. Your workouts are set up for you, your eating, everything, your nutritional, your supplement regime. Yes, things with lemon juice, aloe, and apple cider vinegar, I call it the nasty drink, but it takes your body from an acid state to an alkaline state and helps you digest your food better. I mean, touches like that, I believe, has made a big difference. And I have tummy issues, digestive issues. I have to keep my foods clean. Fortunately, I like the clean foods. So he works within what I struggle with.
Yeah.
And he looks at me now, it's daily. Off season, it's every week, every 2 weeks, depending on where you are, which shows you're going for. So he's very in-depth and very hands-on with what he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking at your physique, Paul, what do you think your strong points are, and what are your weak points? I mean, what do you think puts you ahead of so many competitors?
My rear double bicep shot is really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Glute, hamstring, calf, tie-in. I like my roadmap of my back. My weaknesses would be definitely my waist. It's thick. I'm just blessed with a wide waist no matter what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And my abs are not as sharp or as strong as other people's no matter what I do. I'm just not blessed in the abdominal area. But if I look at my overall balance, I believe I've got a pleasing physique. I mean, it's symmetrical, even though I'm thick in the waist.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it's not fat. You can see it's muscle.
Yeah.
I'm working hard now to try and get my abs better and my intercostals better. The small touches, my traps better so it ties in better with my back.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. But I have a lot of qualities too. So I'd rather be on the positive side and look at my qualities. And I'll work on my weaknesses, but I still like to focus on the qualities so that when I get on stage, I'm radiating confidence and not worrying about my weaker spots.
Yeah. Looking at the pictures from last year at the Nationals when you got second, and then looking at the pictures from last weekend at the Central Florida, where do you think your improvements have you made in the last year?
For me, I've got more out of sweep in my legs.
Okay.
It's hard to tell. First of all, I wanted to say it's hard to tell because I'm 5 weeks out and there I was ready for the show and the weight differentials a lot. I wasn't as crisp as I want to be.
Yeah, sure.
But I can see that I've made improvements in my hamstring area. I can see I've made improvements in a little bit more back width. And I definitely got some more upper chest and my shoulders look really good now.
Okay.
So there are my improvements. The improvements I really wanted to make and I've been working on is abs. I went away from doing crunches with weights, sit-ups with weights, because I found it pushed my stomach out.
Yeah.
So I'm doing more like leg lifts, leg raises, those kind of things, intercostal work. So at least my stomach pulls in flat. It's not bloated looking through muscle. It's a tight, flat stomach.
Mm-hmm.
It may not up with abs showing like I would like it to, but at least it's not protruding like I felt it was last year as I built it out. So I changed the structure on my workouts for my abs to try and improve that area. I'm doing a lot more rotational twist to bring my waistline in. But again, I'm working with genetics, so I can only do the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you felt when you were training your abs with weights, it was actually making your stomach stick out a little bit, huh?
Yeah, my abs didn't look much better on stage, but I certainly thought my stomach stuck out a lot more. And I just don't like that appearance at all. So I've been trying to practice the vacuum to pull it in. I've been holding it in. I've been wearing a waist trimmer to pull my stomach in. And like I say, I changed my abdominal workouts. So no heavy weighted sit-ups so I don't build the muscles to protrude it out. I just don't feel that's a good look with me, especially with having a wide waist.
Yeah. I remember Mike Menser used to have that problem. He used to do the same thing. He used to do sit-ups holding a 50-pound plate and stuff, and his stomach was sticking out too.
Yeah, it does. It builds out, and it's totally opposite of what you're trying to do. But
Yeah.
It'll tighten up, but it really doesn't. It's like any other muscle; it builds out. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that appearance. So I worked all year at changing that. Went away from that exercise, and I found I'm not using as much weight on the smaller muscle groups. I'm using more of the contraction, the FST7 moves,
Okay.
the 20-second rest between sets, that kind of thing, rather than the heavy weights. I still go heavy on legs and I still go heavy on back thickness, but in a contraction-controlled movement, not too heavy to where I can't move the weight in a controlled fashion.
Okay.
I found that's better for my joints, and with legs I've been doing higher reps, 15, 20s, 25s, and partials, 1.5 reps. I feel that's improved my quality of the look of my legs.
Yeah, I think your legs are one of your strong points in your physique. You got really good legs from the front, especially.
Thank you. I've been really working hard. I separated hamstrings from quads as well to try and bring the hamstrings up because they were weak for the longest time. They would look nice when I posed, but there was no size to it. There was no sweep in it. So I've been doing 23, 24 sets on hamstrings, and then 3 days later I'll hit quads and do the same amount of sets for quads.
Okay.
Calves I've been training between 2 and 3 times a week. No rest in between 9 sets. Those kind of types of workouts to try and infuse them with blood.
Okay. Describe those FST7 workouts. How do you incorporate that? Like pick a body part where you would do that and tell me how you do that.
Like with chest, I'll do my 20-odd sets of chest, and then at the end I'll go over to the cable crossovers.
Okay.
And I will do 7 sets of 12 reps with 15 seconds rest between each set. So I'll get a weight that the first set doesn't feel too bad, but by the second and third set you really feel it. And on the quads I'll finish with 7 sets of hamstring forgive me, 7 sets of hack squats with 15 seconds rest.
Wow.
Between each set. That one's brutal. You feel like you're going to die. But it really puts a lot of blood in there. And for shoulders,
how many reps are you doing, Paul?
12 reps on the
12 reps?
FST.
Okay.
Yep. But I really just do 15-second rest. First set is always easy. Second set, you think, what the heck am I doing? And after that, you're surviving, especially legs.
Wow.
Shoulders, I do side raises, and I'll do four sets of 30 reps to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll do workout. And then at the end, I'll do the FST 7 with the side raises, 12 reps, 15 seconds rest between each set to really try and put those lines in.
So it's really just the short rest periods that's really what makes it really effective, huh?
Yeah, short rest periods. It's just to try and get a lot of blood in there and bring them lines out. I'm trying to improve the quality, not the quantity as such.
Okay.
I'm going to be close to the top of the class anyway. I just want to look better, look more mature muscled and chiseled looking.
Yeah. How has your training changed over the years, Paul, as you've gotten older? Because you said you've been training for 30 years.
Yeah, I used to be conventional 12, 14 sets per body part.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 years I've been 20 plus sets per body part.
Wow.
And that has increased the volume of my muscle, to be honest with you. And I've increased the volume of food. And I just eat jasmine rice with most meals because I find it digests well for me.
Mm-hmm.
I went off sweet potatoes. They left me a bit watery feeling, and the white potatoes caused me to have indigestion too. So I just basically stick with cream of rice, white rice, the jasmine because it stays soft, egg whites, chicken and fish year round is what I do with a bit of ground beef, 96% fat-free ground beef.
All right, Paul. Well, I wish you the best of luck this year at the Masters Nationals. I think you got a lot of confidence going in, and you made some great improvements from last year. So I think you're going to do really well, and I hope you bring home that pro card this time.
Thank you. I'm doing my best. It's in God's hands as well as mine. So hopefully, I am confident. I've done the work. I haven't cheated it. And as long as you can look at yourself and say, have I missed anything? Have I slacked anywhere? And as long as you can say, no, I haven't. I've given it my very best. And that's all you can do. So I'm just going to go out there, have fun with it, fill the stage with my presence, and hopefully win this time.
Yeah. You've had a whole year of preparation. So, I mean, you can't ask for more than that, right?
Actually, 3 years of preparation I've been going for this, so it's time.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right,
John, I just want to say I appreciate you interviewing me. I appreciate all you do for the industry. I mean, I always watch, even with the old pros, when they come on and they do their interviews, I find them fascinating. I just love the history.
No, thank you, Paul. I appreciate you saying that. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I do. It's amazing.
Okay. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Paul. We'll keep track of your progress as you get closer, and we'll be hoping for the best in Pittsburgh this year, next month.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that, mate. You take care of yourself now.
All right, you too, Paul. Take care.
Okay.
All right, that's it for another edition of the Florida Physique Report. I want to thank our guest, Paul Southern, for joining us this week. Next week, we'll have the results of the Mid-Florida Championships, which takes place this Saturday, June 18th, in Orlando, Florida. We'll also have the results of the Junior Nationals, and I'll tell you how the competitors from Florida, we've got quite a few competitors going up to Chicago, I should say, to compete, so we'll let you know how they did as well. So that's it for the Florida Physique Report. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week.